Hi, it's Ben Pascoe for learningsurfphotography.com. I've got some updates on the SeaFrogs a6xxx housing. They've done a couple of revisions to the design, which have made a couple of significant changes, which I'm going to go through with you now. I'll leave out some of the details because there's a lot of videos on my account which go into why you'd want to use this type of housing and what cameras it works with, etc, etc. So let's focus on what's changed. Here's my original a6xxx housing, and I've used that with the Sony a6000 and a6500. It's also compatible with the 6300, the 6100, 6400, and their new one is compatible with the same models, and it's listed in the same way on the website. It's still the a6xxx Salted Line housing, and if you buy it through SeaFrogs, pop in LSP for Learning Surf Photography for a discount on that one. Let's see what's changed. So the first thing you probably notice if you were to compare the two is the latches on the side. So this is the original. I'm just going to close it up for you so you can see what I mean when I say that the latches have got an extra security feature now. It's like a little locking latch. So here's the original, and it's got normal kind of latches on the side. If I open them, that's open, and I have to latch them up and then push it, and that's closed. So some people do ask me, email and say, is there a possibility of these latches coming undone during a session, which might allow water in? And I always say it's very unlikely. It's never happened to me, touch wood, but of course it's possible. Perhaps if you caught something on it, but if you look at the way that they're kind of made, I think it'd be really difficult for it to happen. But it is a concern for people, I know, because people have emailed me asking me specifically about that. So as you can see on the latest revision, so it's got a little red tab on it. So in order to open this, at the moment I can't open it. And then in order to open it, I just slide that red tab up, and then I can open it. And then when I'm closing it, like a click, but it's not quite shut yet, you've got to do another click, that's shut. So the locking latch, pretty simple, good idea. And that's kind of standard on these housings now. So if that was a concern, needn't be anymore. As I said, never been a problem for me on the original one, so perhaps not a reason to upgrade, but definitely a good thing now that it's changed. Next update is the O-ring system on the back. Let me show you, open up the original again. Okay, here's the back plate, and you can probably make out there, it's just a flat surface, which then is compressed against the O-ring, which sits inside a groove on the front section of the housing. So that's one O-ring in a groove on the front part of the housing. So let's see what's changed. So have a close look at that one. You can see, first thing you'll notice is an extra O-ring there, and it's sitting kind of wrapped around a raised section of the back plate. And there's also an O-ring on the back of the front part of the housing in a little recess, very similar to the original O-ring. There's one there, but there's another one here. So this O-ring is kind of compressed against the inside of the front section of the housing, and this O-ring is compressed against the flat section of the back part. So that just adds an extra seal to the housing, so less chance of water getting in. But let's look closely at the last big change, and this has just come in on the latest version, so that's the start of 2019. So if you bought yours before then, yours will look a bit more like mine. This is the original. So if you look at the bottom, this is where the pistol grip attaches. There's 4 holes. They're metal threaded sections that are embedded in this kind of plastic material that the rest of the housing is made of. And here's the new version, a nice shiny metal plate. So they've reinforced this section with a quite a substantial plate. It's got several screws bolting this plate into the plastic, and then it's got those same metal threaded sections for you to insert the bolts which hold on the pistol grip. Same pistol grip, still compatible, but it's just reinforced at the bottom there. So it's kind of nice to see these incremental upgrades to this fundamental product. It's kind of their SeaFrogs' first entry into the surf market, really, was this a6xxx housing. They've actually call that out specifically on the boxes now, so it does say for underwater and surfing photography. So it's obviously a market that they're going after, and I think these refinements and the little touches are going to play well for the people who are in the market for surf housing. I know my audience, people who email me and ask for advice, it's ben@learningsurfphotography.com if you've got any questions. Are certainly going to appreciate these changes. So that's all the new features of the SeaFrogs a6xxx housing. And if you want to learn how to use it more effectively to take surf photos, or if you want to find out which ports and accessories like the pistol grips and flashes and everything else that go along with it, which one's going to be most useful for your type of surf photography, I have a video course that's available at the link below. And go to learningsurfphotography.com. There's a link right there, and it will take you to my video course. It tells you everything you need to know. I talk about different housings in detail, different ports, how to keep water drops off your ports, and all the questions that I get or have been getting over the years are covered. So check that out, learningsurfphotography.com, if you need to know more.